I saw a bunch of comments on my last video that just like kept repeating, and I wanted to address a couple of them in this one. My last video was about the fact that I have dyslexia, and that's why comics were just easier for me to get into as a kid. I saw a lot of people ask specifically about Zatanna. If you don't know, the way that Zatanna's magic works in DC is that she speaks backwards, but it's not like the whole sentence. It's that she speaks the sentence forward, but the words backwards. Here's a great example. Do you know what she is saying? I can guarantee that you do.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me.
And you would think that reading that specifically would be a lot more difficult given what I was just saying about my dyslexia. Like, reading regular blocks of text is a lot more difficult than reading the way that comics are all broken up. But honestly, I can understand those a lot better because you have to pay so close attention. Like, to be able to decode that text normally, you would have to like really look at it and go like, all right, let's read this backwards. So in doing that, it makes it a little bit easier because I have to like really zone the fuck in already. One person had made the joke that like there's no way that I ever understood what Mixius Pitlick's name was, and like frankly, yeah, I just kind of knew how it was sounded out because of the Superman animated show, and I just added that name in. There's no way in hell when I saw this fucking name that I was going to get that out of it. One of the weirdest part about being both dyslexic and having aphantasia means that like that didn't have a noise until I had heard it in the Superman animated show. I was just like, oh, that guy's here now. Another comment that I saw that really intrigued me was asking if different art styles make it easier to read, and honestly, I wonder if that's part of the reason I don't like super stylized art styles. Like, my favorite artist of all time is Alex Ross, and if you look at Alex Ross's art, because he doesn't really use like inked blacks because everything that he makes is painted, the black and white simplistic like speech bubbles stand out really easily on his artwork as compared to like this shot of a random scene from like a Frank Whiteley comic book where, because there's words in the background and there's words in the foreground and there is deep blacks and those words are small details and there's so much small details in the art, it probably does make it honestly harder to read. I also just personally don't like the art very much, but that's a totally different point. I will also say that this is exactly the reason why I still have not fully read V for Vendetta, because like that's a lot of text. And not only is that a lot of text, but also the text bubbles are often sort of worked into the background. They don't really have harsh outlines like usual text bubbles do. So it's a lot easier for my eye to just kind of wander off of them because dyslexia plus ADHD makes it really fucking hard to go like, all right, I gotta zone into this panel right here. It's insane to think how something like dyslexia is gonna change every single aspect of how you read, not just when it is a full page of text, and how many things it does affect even if it doesn't have to do with the text.